Hi everyone, it's Pavla. Welcome. Hello, hello. I want to talk to you today about how to declutter your home. Last week we spoke about organizing, so today I want to touch more on the actual decluttering. Whoever's here, hi, welcome. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pavla. I am a professional organizer at my own company called Chic Organizer, and I help my clients organize their homes and their belongings. Me and my team, we help with transformations, with move-ins, with deciding where your things go, and we also help conquering the clutter. So today I want to talk about today I want to talk about how to declutter your home. Like I said, we spoke about organizing last week. This week is more about how to actually get rid of the clutter. How to declutter your home. Let's first speak about the benefits of decluttering, or the actual why you should declutter your home. Once you declutter, you have way more energy in life, because I feel like our visual cortex gets very distracted by our surroundings. And if our surroundings are cluttered and messy, we don't focus on what we're supposed to focus on, but we focus on the clutter instead of the most important stuff. We will have more energy when we declutter our homes. We will also have more time because, again, knowing where everything is and where all of your stuff goes saves you a lot of time. Plus, if you don't have to go through clutter or sort through other stuff that does not belong there, it does save you time. I always say, if I can find my keys and my phone when leaving the house, that's the best part of my day in the morning, because I don't have to look for them. They have a home and I know where they're supposed to be. I am generally good at putting my stuff where it's supposed to go, but I understand not everybody is the same way. That's why I want to talk about decluttering today. The benefits of decluttering is you're going to have also less stuff to clean, because if you have to clean around things and pick what to clean or move, constantly move things to be able to get to other things, it could be small papers, it could be big stuff. It is definitely challenging. So by decluttering, you have less to clean. You also have, like I said, less stress and anxiety, because again, if you clearly see your items and there's no distractions around them, you just you know where everything is and where to find everything. So it reduces stress and it reduces anxiety. The other benefit of decluttering your home is you're going to have less to organize, again, because you have less space, you have less items. It is easier to put in order, to make an organizing system, to create a functionality in your belongings. So you're going to have less things to organize as well. And one of the most important benefits of decluttering your home is you're going to have less debt, more financial freedom. Because again, if you don't overbuy things that you don't need, or you don't buy extras because you know where all of your items are, that way you don't have to go and order extra, you are going to save money. Let's talk about briefly what actually is clutter. The definition of clutter is basically it is a collection of random items laying around without any purpose. As funny as it sounds, it's actually true. Clutter is just things that are laying around. They have no purpose, they have no value, and they are probably just useless. Yet people still tend to surround themselves with clutter. Clutter has no value for your life. That's why it's called clutter. I don't like that word. It does not sound good, but unfortunately we all struggle with that. Again, not me, but from my experience as a professional organizer, I know how many people struggle with clutter itself. Let's see, where does clutter come from? Clutter comes from indecisions, because we're not able to make a decision about the item, where it's supposed to go, where it's its home, where it's supposed to be. It just lays around. And clutter is just a bunch of not decided items and not decided things. Cluttered surroundings also clutter your mind. Again, like I said, it causes stress and anxiety, in some cases, depression. I have had couple clients who I've helped with, I have a lot of clients who I've helped with decrease clutter, but I did see their lives literally improved because they could find their things. They started to leave their house. Some of them started to exercise. I had one person who started dating because, again, they got rid of their clutter, their mind cleared, they just got happier. What else is clutter? Clutter is also it happens because of lack of time. First of all, we have not decided where does the item go, but second of all, it's also our busyness, our tossing things, our just leaving stuff everywhere. So those are the two things where clutter comes from indecisions and from a lack of time. But again, if we have time, sometimes we choose to not focus on the clutter because there's a million other things we want to do in life, and there's a million things we want to do that day, spend time with our family or our friends or our pets. So a bunch of indecisions that are not just placed yet. That's what clutter is. How do you define clutter? I have three things here. Something that is broken or unused. Most of the stuff I have seen as a clutter was just broken and people didn't know what to do with it, or unused items that are either old or new, but never opened, never used. I see it every day at work. People have just too much stuff, and many times we think we need it, and it turns out we don't, but we spend money on it, so we don't want to get rid of it. Another example of clutter is just things that are in the wrong place, misplaced items. You have stuff in the kitchen that does not belong in the kitchen. We have stuff in the living room that does not belong in the living room. So another example of clutter is just things that are misplaced. They're in the wrong place. They're living in the wrong place in your home. And a third example is those things are someone else's. If you have kids, from their playroom, stuff just travels all over the house. It is considered clutter, even though those are toys. But again, not decided where the toys live then makes them overflow in your whole house. Or it might be someone else's, like your parents or your friends. I had a couple people who live with items from their parents. Either the parents moved out or downsized. The young families moved in, and they just have stuff and clutter from their parents. A lot of times it happens, it collects in the attic or in the basement. I have seen houses that changed 3 owners and the stuff was still in the basement from the first owner. But the basic steps to declutter is to first, you got to make a plan. It's good to know when you're gonna declutter. It is really important to set the time. Okay, I'm gonna dedicate half an hour to decluttering my kitchen or my bathroom. That's it. It does not have to be big goals, especially when you're not used to decluttering. It does not have to be, oh, I'm gonna go declutter the whole house. Just focus on one area. Same with organizing. Focus just on one area that you want to declutter that day. Set your time, set the place, and proceed. Once you pick when you're going to do it, it's also good to prepare for it mentally, to know, okay, tomorrow or Sunday afternoon for half an hour or for an hour, I'm just going to declutter my living room. It is good to prepare, you put in your calendar, you make a note, you make a reminder, whatever works for you. Just set the time and set the place you want to declutter. Yes, there are people who could go through the whole house. I do like to focus on one area at the time. I always say to my clients, if you're not used to it, just focus on one area at the time. It will overwhelm you and it will make you go crazy. Now we're gonna go in the area where you decide to declutter. Let's say it is your living room. And the first step is toss garbage. Yes, I know we don't usually have a lot of garbage laying around, but there's a wrapper here and there. There is, there's cans of soda here and there left on the nightstand or on the coffee table. So first thing is to focus just on what does not belong in the room in terms of garbage. I usually bring a little plastic bag or a garbage bag, depends on how much garbage you have, but just carry something with you, a bag of sorts that you're going to throw the garbage in. Once you do that, it gives you a little clearer idea of what actually belongs in the room. So first, toss the garbage. Especially when you have kids, they leave stuff everywhere. And they hide it. So just toss the garbage. Another step would be you kind of have to decide that because everything has to have a home. It is a little bit of a thought process. It is good to make notes if you need them or record yourself talking to yourself. But it is important to decide where things go and also put them in their place. So you might have, again, I talk about this a lot connected to kids because they are the most vicious clutterers. As much as we love kids, they don't have any sense of that, right? So they just leave stuff everywhere. If their toys are supposed to be living in their room, or if you have kitchen items that are not in the kitchen, or if you have stuff in the kitchen that's not supposed to be in the kitchen, put it where it's supposed to go. You don't have to go and organize it in the moment, but just go and put it in the room. Yes, you're going to get to decluttering and organizing that room as well. But because you're focusing on one area, you don't want to get sidetracked and distracted by the other place. I spoke about this last week when I spoke about organizing. When you start organizing or decluttering, it's kind of like a funnel, and things kind of like tend to flow up in the air as you start to bring things to the kitchen, things to the bedroom, things to the bathroom that you found in the kitchen. But then you get sidetracked because then the things are kind of like floating in the air and they need to find their homes. But it is important to focus on that one space. Okay, yes, go put that stuff in the bathroom, but do not worry about organizing the bathroom in the moment if you're focusing on your living room or on your bedroom. Vice versa. If you're focusing on the bathroom and you find things that go somewhere else, put them there. You don't have to throw them. Put them in nicely. Yes, you might make mess somewhere else, but you will get to it. Just do not try to organize everything at once. Make sure that items alike go together. So, clothes go with clothes in the closet, books go with books in the bookshelf. Your medicine should be all in one place. I know people who store medicine in the kitchen. I know people who store medicine in the bathroom. Does not matter where you choose to store it. Make sure items alike are together. Another rule of decluttering is something that I incorporated into my personal life, and it works so well for me. It is called one in and one out. So we all like to go shopping. We all like to bring new stuff home and new tops, decorations, and new candles and a million other things. But it is important, whatever you bring in, one of the same item has to go out. Either you donate it or you give it to a friend. If it's broken, you're going to toss it. Otherwise, you're going to end up with so much stuff and it's going to overwhelm you. And in the future, it's not going to be good. Again, it's going to stress you. It causes an anxiety. We spoke about this at the beginning. So one in, one out works for me, especially with my closet. Our closets are not built big. So whenever I go shopping, and if I bring new pens or new tops, I make sure I donate the tops or the pens. I make sure I donate it. It's called one in, one out. We all do with big furniture, right? Like if you buy a new couch, you get rid of your old couch, you sell it, you donate, you put on the curb. But the same rule applies to smaller items as well. One in, one out. Doesn't matter what it is. It works well for me, and I usually advise my clients to do that as well. No matter what you buy, one in, one out is a good rule. Another thing I want to talk about is papers. Paper is an issue in almost every household. It is a big source of clutter, and it doesn't look pretty. All the logos and all the prints are all different, so they don't even look the same. Paper management is very important in terms of conquering your clutter. It is good to set a space for your incoming mail. Again, if you don't have that, your stuff will just float around the house. I have been in homes where sometimes the mail ends up on the kitchen counter. Sometimes it makes its way to the stairs. Sometimes it makes its way elsewhere. So it is important to designate one area where you're going to put your incoming mail. You don't have to file it in the moment, but it is important to designate one space. Again, when decluttering, one little step at a time. You don't have to achieve a perfect home in half an hour or in an hour. It will take some time. People need to train for marathons and people need to train for Olympics, and you need to train to declutter your home. Nothing happens overnight. I usually file my papers on Sunday evenings. I advise it to my clients as well. Put them in the box, put them in the basket as you come in the home, put them in one place, and then designate one day a week that you're going to go through your papers. In terms of conquering paper, it is very good to go paperless. If you're tech savvy, try to go as paperless as possible. What I did was I unsubscribed from all the letters and flyers that were delivered to my home. One time I ordered a gift basket from a company and they keep sending me their catalog every 3 months. And I said, I don't need it. Every time I need to order it, I never order the gift baskets again. I never go look in the catalog. It is also good to unsubscribe. Again, one thing at a time. You don't have to sit down and have a big pile of paper. Oh, I have to unsubscribe from a million places. But as you think about it, you could say, okay, I haven't gotten this catalog in 3 months. I'm going to go and unsubscribe because most of us shop online anyway. Yes, you might have catalogs or magazines that you like to see. That's fine. You keep those. But anything that you don't need and clutters your home, delete your mailing address. And another thing about papers is it's good to have a filing system if you don't have it yet. Again, first we have to have a place where incoming mail goes. Second of all, we try to unsubscribe and go as paperless and digital as possible. And third, it is good to have a filing system. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It's good to have one box or just one area with general categories for filing. Could be medical, banks, cars, school, just big general categories. But it's good to have a filing system if you have a home office. When I lived in a small apartment, my papers used to live in the box under my bed. Whatever works. Do not keep them in your incoming mailbox. Just move them to where your important papers will live. Conquering paper is a big, big, big one. I cannot stress that enough. It is a big one when it comes to clutter because it tends to fly all over. As much as a digital generation we are and everything is online, we still struggle with papers a lot. People send evites for birthdays, but companies still send us promotionals, and I get credit cards offers all day, every day, for no reason. Make sure you conquer the paper. I think that's all I wanted to say. Let me just do a quick recap here. Today we spoke about how to declutter your home. What are the benefits? So we said it's good you have less to clean, less to organize, you can have more money because you don't overbuy. It reduces stress and anxiety. And it gives you more time and energy to focus on things that you actually like. We also spoke about what is clutter. We defined what clutter is and where clutter comes from. And then we spoke about how to conquer the clutter. So the basic steps, again, just a quick recap, are make a plan. So set when and where you're going to declutter. You're going to toss your garbage. You're going to decide where things have their home and you're going to place the clutter in their homes. Meaning, if this goes in a closet, it will live in a closet from now on. I like to talk about where things live, although they don't really live because they're not alive, but that's just something I like to say. Items that are alike go together, and we spoke about one in and one out rule. And last important thing was how to manage your paperwork because that's a big source of clutter. Again, I want to talk about more things in the future because I want to do this every Tuesday. So if you have any suggestions or questions, let me know. I would like to cover topics that you guys like because you follow me, so I should deliver what you are interested in. And yeah, again, my name is Pavla. I am the owner of Chic Organizer. You can check me out on chicorganizer.com, which is my website. It's CHIC organizer, like chic. And I also started a YouTube channel. I'm starting to post folding videos if you want to find out how to correctly fold your items to save space and stay organized. So yeah, keep me posted. How you doing? Hope everybody's well. Thank you for being here, and I will talk to you next week. Okay, bye.